All right, so we are here to talk about the new album, the tour, all of this awesome stuff that's coming up for you guys. I know the new album, Take It Like a Man, is out on the 21st.
Yes.
The sophomore album, finally we have the follow-up to Goliath. I mean, it's been
You're telling me.
it's been 2-3 years in the
We've been
making. I mean, come on. I mean, how
Yeah.
pumped are you guys to get this album out finally?
Well, I mean, obviously, just so excited. We've been working on it since last November. Well,
Wow.
that's when we started. So, we want to get this out. We want people to hear what we've been working on. We want people to hear what we have to say.
Right.
We want to be able to play these songs live and have people know it. So,
Yeah.
we're really, really, really excited.
Awesome. I know the last time you and I spoke was I did a funner. It was you and Carla. It was to promote the Covers EP, and I think you guys were either writing or you were recording this record. And I could just tell how excited you guys were at that point. But what were you guys with this album? What are some of the things that you guys are trying to say with this album and wanting to address?
We Well, that's a good question. For us, I think it's more. It's just for us, it's a very emotional album. It's very honest. I think one thing we were trying to accomplish is our cathartic feelings for ourselves.
Right.
There's a couple songs on there that they mean a lot, and some things that we really needed to talk about, some things that were suppressed emotions, and we really needed to bring those up and talk about it for ourselves. And I think that we definitely accomplished it with this album.
Awesome. I've listened to Monsters Ball so many times now and watched the video. I was actually watching it again about 5 minutes before you called. Just going off of that song, I know it's hard to gauge an entire album off of one track, but I feel like with Monsters Ball, there's so many. It's a very interesting song because musically, some parts of it are heavier than the stuff from Goliath. Some of it's also more melodic than some of the stuff on Goliath was, all in one song.
Yeah.
How much of Monsters Ball is that similar to the rest of the album, or is it different from the rest of the album?
The whole album is very diverse.
Okay.
It's interesting that you say, softer than Goliath and heavier than Goliath, and that, because that it does encompass Take It Like a Man. It really does. But it's so diverse. It was really impossible to pick one song that encompasses the entire album. It really, really was. There is one song on the album that is complete clean vocals, soft.
Really?
I wouldn't say a ballad by any means, but it's
Different
just soft.
from
It's just if
different
you'll ever
from
hear
other
it.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's slow, it's emotional. It didn't call for any screaming, so we didn't scream in it. It's just a very, very emotional song, and that we didn't do it on purpose. The second song was like a complete accident, but we loved it so much and we put it on the album. But then the heaviest you'll ever hear us is on this album too. So I guess Monsters Ball kind of encompasses it, but it was really difficult to find one song that would define the whole album, because I don't know, yeah, you can't really.
It's so hard to do. But Monsters Ball, let's go back to the video alone is so just, I mean, complex, from the makeup to the scenes to everything. How long did it take to shoot that video, and how long did that makeup take? Because that's some very detailed, it's almost horror movie style makeup on some of that stuff. It's very cool.
Thank you. Our makeup artists were from Not Scary Farm
Okay.
here in Los Angeles, and we wanted to do kind of like a spoof on, just little monsters here and there, just Halloween makeup type. It took for me probably about an hour.
Okay.
Not too long, but the music video itself took 12 hours.
Oh,
I think
wow.
it was.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 hours to shoot. It was really fun. We wanted to do something a little quirky and a little different.
Right.
All of our music videos have been very serious up until this point. So we wanted to kind of show a little, something a little different. And, with that, it was so fun to do, not a performance video at the beginning. It was more so a spoof on a jazz band at a ball. And to keep it nice and light. It was fun. It was supposed to be a monster's ball.
Pulled it off.
It was really fun.
Pulled it off perfectly. I mean, the video is awesome. I just love it.
Oh, thank you.
I probably shouldn't have been watching it at work, but I was. So they can deal with it. But
well, thank you.
Of course. I feel almost everything that Butcher Babies does has a very strong message behind it, from the imagery to the lyrics to the songs themselves. The album title, Take It Like a Man. I know, from everything that I've seen with interviews, you guys had to fight for that title, which, that shows that title means that much more to you. What is behind the album title?
Well, at a very young age, I had to learn how to basically take it like a man. It's not a gender-based emotion. It's more of the term where you've had to fight. You've had to fight for your life, what you believe, what you do, who you are. It comes from the track Dead Man Walking on the album.
Okay.
And that song, when you see the lyrics, you'll understand it tells the exact moment in my life where I had to learn how to take it like a man. And I was very young. I dealt with crazy child abuse as a kid, and I never really wanted to ever talk about it. Like I said earlier, these emotions that I had suppressed, but I needed to. I needed to talk about it. I needed to put it on the album. I needed to get it out of my system to get over it and turn that negative into a positive. But with Take It Like a Man, like I said, it's something. It shows the fight. It shows everything that we've fought for in our lives. And the lyric says in the song, "Where were you when I learned to take it like a man? Where were you when I learned to stand?" And for us, it was the absolute perfect album title. The second we thought of it, we weren't going back. That was it. That was no backup.
Right.
So.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from with that, because myself personally, I dealt with the exact same thing as you did, coming from childhood up to that. It's a sensitive subject, because you have to, talking about that, it's almost like you have to find the right place and the right time, and it's up to you for when you talk about that. But that's also
absolutely.
That's also what music and art is for too, because you can express that in, and I feel like this style of music is perfect for talking about that kind of thing. So it's a very emotional, angry subject, especially for people who have dealt with that kind of a thing. So it's a great way to get that emotion out.
Yeah. Completely. And one thing I definitely wanted to do is use this as my outlet for my therapy. And if one person hears it and one person feels, like they understand, to me, that's important. That's the most important thing. And it is a very sensitive subject. It's something I never really thought I would ever talk about, but I needed to. And, those emotions that I felt in in the lyrics in that song, it was like the exact moment I needed to talk about, and that moment carried on into my adulthood or adolescence, adulthood, everything. So, you know, it was a subject and a title we needed to keep. So yeah, we did fight for it.
Right. One thing that I love about music, especially with, you know, songs like that, is you can connect to it so much more, especially when you've been through that exact thing and that exact kind of experience. But I think sometimes what fans forget is those are real experiences, and so when you see those songs performed live, you are sometimes seeing the person who wrote the songs relive or go back to that place. Have you thought about that song specifically, what it might be like to play that song live and how emotional that would be?
We have played it live.
Okay.
And it's only once though.
Right.
Only once. We tested it at a show and it went over really well. But it was interesting, but I've become so used to that, using that emotion to fuel my show. Because there were a couple songs on Goliath that I felt that with as well, and it's more of a fire now.
Okay.
So.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When it comes to the songwriting, with two main vocalists, yourself and Carla, how does writing the lyrics work? Do you pick certain songs when the band writes the music that, like, you want to write to this song, she wants to write to this one, or is it every song a cohesive songwriting with lyrics and all that? Or how does the songwriting work with two singers? Is it harder? Is it easier?
So easy.
Or
it's so easy. She and I write really well together, and you know, actually, when we write, the whole band writes everything.
Okay.
It's you know, I have say in guitar and drums. They have say in lyrics. That's really how it goes. I mean, there's been several songs where Chris, our drummer, has helped immensely. Sorry, I just woke up.
It's all good.
With the songwriting, lyrically, but with Carla and I, it's so easy. She and I work so well. We basically, I know it sounds so cheesy, but we basically finish each other's sentences when it comes to writing.
You have been writing together for so long now.
Yeah, I mean, she and I have been working together for 8 years.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so easy. And when it comes to delegating parts, we write for the certain vocal, you know, the vocal range that I have or vocal range that she has.
Right.
It's been a really, really nice process, and it's also really nice too because when we bring up those emotions, I have someone to talk to about it, and vice versa. But you know, it's interesting. Carla and I grew up, you know, different times, very different places, very different experiences, but a lot of the same emotions.
Right.
So she completely understands what I want to say, and vice versa.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's really easy.
Nice, and you guys are about to hit the road again too for a awesome tour. You guys are hitting the road with Battlecross and Guar, which, yes, just winning right there. I mean, that's gonna be one of the best shows
we're
ever.
so excited.
Nice.
Yeah, we're so pumped.
I mean, you guys know each other so well, all of the bands. You guys have all toured together numerous times. I mean, you've toured with Guar, I believe, and you've also toured with Battlecross. I mean, it's gonna be awesome.
Well, Guar, this is actually our first time,
I thought
so
you toured with
it'll
them
be.
Before. Oh, my bad.
No, Battlecross has. But this is our first time with Guar, so we're so excited just to be a part of that. And it's their 30-year anniversary, so for us, we're so pumped. But we toured Battlecross, and those guys are just the coolest.
Yeah.
Just the coolest guys, and I, I love them to death. And we did the whole Mayhem Fest together.
2013 was it?
2013. Yeah. So I'm excited to see all of them again.
Awesome. And you guys are also, in October, one of the only bands who are coming back to the Louder Than Life Festival down in Louisville. You played the first one last year, and you're coming back to it this year, which is going to be awesome. That festival is so cool. I mean, that's one of my favorite festivals of the year because it's great way to kick off the fall and kind of end the year too, kind of. So many
absolutely.
good bands. I mean, is it hard to go from playing a tour set to playing a festival set, or is it a little bit easier to do that?
No, it's, for us, we thrive at festivals. That is where we live and breathe.
Awesome.
It's so much fun. I mean, I think every band looks forward to those festivals because, the Danny Wimmer team, they just know how to throw those.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to make it an experience for everyone. They know how to make it a great experience for the band, for the bands and the fans. It's so much fun. It's a big reunion for us with other bands.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the shows, having that sort of crowd who's just ready to throw down, ready to party from the get-go, is so fun.
Yeah, it goes by.
I love it.
It goes by so fast, and I mean, I've seen you guys at a couple festivals: Rock on the Range, Louder Than Life, obviously Mayhem. When you guys hit the stage at a festival, you guys specifically, it's like you almost don't know what hit you if you're not prepared for what's coming. I mean, you're out in the crowd.
Well, thank you.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, you'll kick their ass, basically, is what you guys do if they're not ready. It's just so fun to watch the crowd when you guys play a festival. I love it so much.
Thank you.
Thank
you. It's gonna be fun, and they've got some great bands this year at Louder Than Life too. So we're so pumped.
Definitely.
We played with ZZ Top at Hellfest in France just recently, and
Nice.
I'm so excited to see them again.
That's one of the only bands
I love
that
ZZ Top.
I haven't seen them yet. I'm just like you. I'm so excited to finally actually get to see them. You played with them, but I haven't seen them yet, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Awesome.